Now in today's video, I'm going to show you how we turn this into this. But maybe more importantly, if you've got an unused space in your house or garage, how could you possibly turn that into the perfect all year round golf simulator, and how much would it cost? Right, so there's two major investments that you're going to need to make, one being the hitting enclosure and the second being the launch monitor. And we've taken a short trip to a company that can provide you with both. I've come down to what is the perfect place to find everything indoor golf simulator you can imagine. We're here at GolfBays, and I will take a close look at both the enclosure that we purchased and our launch monitor, but maybe more importantly, a launch monitor and enclosure for every budget and every requirement. Right, Harrison, welcome to the channel, and you're going to give us some advice to our viewers on kind of budgets and also what they get for the money. And I'm going to start off with the enclosures. You do something that's called Simbox.
Yes.
Before we talk about the costs, what is Simbox all about?
So our whole premise with Simbox was effectively bringing at-home golf simulation to the masses. Previously, it's been quite an exclusive thing where it costs a lot of money to put and construct the whole room. So our whole theory behind the Simbox was to create something that was light, portable, affordable, and the biggest thing for us, that we can get it to our consumers fast as well, so we can offer next day delivery on that product.
Throw a few clips up now of well, myself and Lewis actually putting this thing together. It's very simple and easy. It's quite intuitive in terms of nicely labelled in terms of how you put this thing together, and also the idea that you can sort of dismantle it and take it down if you've got limited space or a dual use of space. Now, I'll throw up a lot of links to the sort of costs of the actual Simbox, and that's going to vary dependent basically on the size of the enclosure that you want. But the next thing and the other big investment is then going to be the actual launch monitor that you decide to purchase. And there's a huge variation in terms of costs. So again, from a budget perspective, where does it start?
So it's going to start with something like the Garmin R10.
Yeah.
So that retails at around 450 to 500 pounds. It's really small, it's portable. You can use it indoors and outdoors, so you can take it to the range or use it at home.
And what in terms of the data that it collects, good?
It's good data, yeah. Its only limitation is that it's a one radar system. It's quite a small radar.
Okay.
So it's not going to be as accurate as some of the more expensive things. But in terms of, an affordable launch monitor to get into the game, it's perfect.
And the idea it's so small as well to carry in your golf bag and take with the range again is a real sort of flexible option. And then from there, what's the next leap up then?
So the next one up, we're looking at the FlightScope Mevo Plus and the SkyTrack, both priced at around £2,000.
Yeah.
So the only way that you would kind of separate them both is space.
Okay.
So if you're limited front to back in your simulator space, then you would want to go for the SkyTrack because it sits next to the golf ball.
Got you.
The Mevo Plus sits behind as it's a radar-based system. So that would be the real only indication.
And from memory, I've used this in the past. It's about 10 foot behind.
It's about 9-10 foot behind. But you can use it indoors and outdoors.
But that's an important thing to remember, and a great difference between the two there. As you say, are very much on the same budget. And then really, there's a bit of a leap, isn't there, to the kind of the next step up. There's nothing. There's no in between. And maybe what, GC3 or something is that?
Yeah. So the next one would be the Foresight GC3, priced at around £8,000. For that, you're going to get a lot more data, a lot more accurate data as well. Good thing about GC3 is, as you know, you can use it on the range, you can use it at home, or you can take it out on the golf course as well. So it's loads of different uses.
Well, again, just from a personal reference, you know that we've got GC3 in the studio. We actually take it out yesterday for the first time on a course, and it was great to just get that immediate access to data. Literally, as soon as you've hit a shot, within seconds, it's giving you numbers on a screen. You don't have to have a laptop with you or anything else. So that was really interesting from our perspective. And then again, there's another quite significant leap up again, isn't it?
Another big jump. So the next jump would be your Trackman 4s and your GC Quad. Again, so that's going to be the Trackman Full start at around £17,000 and go up to £21,000 depending on indoor-outdoor software. Same price point for the GC Quad. That's, you know, that's a serious bit of kit.
It is,
We coach with them all day, every day. Multiple guys on, you know, they up and down the country coach with them every day, and you see guys on tour using them as well. So it's
I
a
think
big jump.
even from my perspective, when we film on the channel every week, we found out that Trackman 4 was the detail it gave was far too great for what sort of I required. But obviously, it's great to have that option. So the final thing I was going to say is that I know that you do sort of a combination of launch monitor and Simbox together, don't you? So that's something for viewers to have a look at if this is something they're serious about.
Yeah, so we do a few different Simbox bundles. They start from around £1,900, so that is a Simbox enclosure, a hitting mat, and the cheapest one would be a Garmin R10. So you get all that for £2,000. The only thing that you'd need is to buy a projector, and then you're up and away and you can start playing golf.
Certainly not a bad option. Right, we've got some idea in terms of budgets. What we're next going to do is just have a look a little around what we've got behind us, because it's a pretty impressive area you've got, so it'd be rude not to have a go ourselves.
Sounds good.
Okay, so that was great to visit GolfBays, and I've got to say they've got everything golf simulator you could ever imagine and more, to be quite honest with you. What I've learned from kind of what we've done in terms of this setup, the Simbox, as they call it, the hitting enclosure, is really paramount to get that right. I think if you want some longevity in what you buy, the quality of this thing is really top drawer and a good, wise investment. Then you're looking at the launch monitor. It started off, like we said, at that Garmin R10 at 500 quid, and obviously there'll be limitations within it, but it'll provide you with a great starting point and collect some basic numbers that you're going to require. Then looking at what sort of software is available that you want to see on your screen, if you like, in this sort of simulator realm. And that again does increase dependent on sort of what simulator launch monitor rather, you decide to purchase. So they're the kind of things you've got to consider. As you know, here we're using GC3. Some great software, some great analysis in terms of data. But obviously we used it in a sort of professional capacity in terms of what we do here on YouTube. So maybe not the kind of extremes that you'd want to go to. I just do not know. It all depends very much, like I said, on the budget you're looking to work with. We've, again, going back to where we started with this room, and I'll throw up another picture now for you. Obviously the big thing was a good old clear out. We painted the walls black, which is a great effect in terms of filming, but in terms of the sort of simulator space, I think works really well. There's some boards, acoustic panels that we've got behind me, which again are just aesthetically just dress the place up a little bit. We've also got TV on the wall, projector above us, and we're now pretty much good to go. Everything is as good as we could have hoped for. So from an indoor space for us, it's perfect. If you could build this in your home, then I'm sure you'd be delighted. Anyway, thanks as ever for watching. Let me know your own experiences in terms of what you've perhaps purchased in terms of building your own simulator space. And don't forget, those comments help your fellow golfers and guide them in different directions, maybe something we've missed or overlooked. So I always appreciate you getting involved in the comments. Hit that like button. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all soon.